Hey guys, it's Rebecca from Mama Bear Custom Wreaths, and welcome to my channel, Mama Bear Custom Wreaths, where I make wreaths and all things home decor, and I show you how I do it all. Welcome. If you're new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. So glad you're here. And if you're returning, thank you so much and welcome back. So today we're going to be making a patriotic swag wreath for our door. So it's going to be a longer one. I have a really tall door and I realized it was kind of looking funny with some of the normal size wreaths that I put on this door versus the house that I lived in before. So swags are really good if your door is very tall. They look great on a regular size door as well. But if you do have a really tall door, this is a great option to fill up more space on your door. So let's get started. Let's get a 21-inch painter stick. So you guys can find these at Home Depot, Lowe's, any hardware store. Amazon does have them. I do have links to everything that you can get on Amazon that I'm using in the description below the video. They are more expensive on Amazon though, so wherever you find them. So we're gonna get a chenille stem. We're gonna get our painter stick. We're gonna take 3 fingers and we're gonna start either end, doesn't matter. And we're going to just measure 3 fingers, and right where those 3 fingers are, I am going to tie my chenille stem. I'm just gonna secure it tightly and then close my little legs, my little chenille stem legs. So people call these pipe cleaners also, so whatever you want to call them. And we're going to have one in the center. Now we're going to right exactly at that same spot. We're going to tie again very tightly as we can on the edge. So now we have in the center and we have on one of the sides, and we're gonna get our 3rd chenille stem, and we are going to, you guessed it, do the other side. Okay, so here go our first 3. 1, 2, 3. Now we're gonna get on the other side, and again, 3 fingers, and we are going to take our chenille stem and tie that very tight, as tightly as we can. I tie that, and we're gonna do the same exact thing. We're gonna tie the edge tightly, as tight as can be, and then we're going to tie the other side. Okay, so we have identical on each end, one in the middle, one on the side, one on the other side. Now we're gonna go to the center. You can measure it exactly if you would like, or you can eyeball it. I eyeball it, and I'm just going to put right in the center. That looks like it's the center. And I am going to tie again. Same exact thing. I'm gonna do the same thing. Okay, one in the center, and I'm gonna do one on this side and one on this edge. So we have 3 so far. We have 9 chenille stems that we've used, and now we're gonna go to the center of the first one and the middle one right here and do the same thing, make our 3 little legs, and then we're gonna go in the center between this one and this one right here in the center and do 3 little legs all over again. Okay, so this is our little centipede. Let's put this to the side. So we're gonna use red, white, and blue 10-inch deco mesh. Now I do have a self-healing mat that I measure and I cut on. You don't need one, you can just use a yardstick. If you don't have one of these, but these are great because you can measure on them, you can hot glue on them, you can cut them, you can do anything, and they just heal. Okay, so I am going to place something heavy on the edge here where the one is, and I'm gonna roll, roll this out. Then I'm going to take the next color. You can do this individually. I do it like this just to save time. Put this on top. Roll the white one, and then get the third one. The order you cut them in doesn't matter. And roll that across. Almost out of that. So I'm going to use this rotary cutting tool, which is, if you're going to use this, make sure you have a self-healing mat, because this will destroy your table, your floor, whatever you're using. This will just slice it. So make sure if you do use a rotary cutter that you do have a self-healing mat. I do have links to Amazon where you can get these. Okay, so we're gonna measure 30 inches. See how easy that is? Now, if you don't have one of these, scissors work just fine. Okay, so I am going to actually cut 15 of these, and I've already pre-cut them so we can get the show on the road. So I'm going to show you two different ways that we can do this. It's 30 inches. We can, again, get something heavy. By the way, this cream, if you're a creator and you use a lot of deco mesh and florals, your hands get dry, this excellent cream for your hands. I love it. All right, and I'm gonna get, I just have some clothespins, chip clips, whatever. You can, I'll show you different things you can do actually. Okay, so I'm gonna roll this. I'm gonna put this heavy thing and I'm gonna roll it here. You can't see it, but all I'm doing is just rolling it over here. And I'm gonna get my deco mesh here, and I'm just gonna roll it in, tuck it in, and roll it into a little cigar, a telescope, a burrito, whatever you want to call it. And we're gonna put a chip clip right in the middle. Then we're gonna turn it around, put something heavy on the other side, and then we're gonna do the same thing. Roll it into a little burrito, cigar. Take a chip clip, take a clothespin, and we have what looks like a scroll. So now what we're gonna do is just walk with our fingers, walk in the mesh, the other end to this end. Take our chip clips off, put them to the side. And then we have this adorable little butterfly looking thing. Get our little friend over here, and we're gonna put it parallel to our painter stick, okay? And you can decide what color you guys wanna do. I'm gonna do this one on the edge, on one of the edges, and then I am going to put it right in between two of the chenille stems, and then I'm just going to squeeze it in and then turn it and tighten it so it looks like that. And I always say this and I always forget. One idea that you can do if you're more organized than I am mentally is do your chenille stems different colors. Doesn't matter, just any random colors, so that you don't get them confused. because I have tied the one on this end with one of the Chanel stems from the middle one, and then I'm like, huh, what? Now I don't have and then I have to go back and do it all over again, because if I'm attaching things on top of that, you can't anymore. So I always say I'm gonna do it in every video, and I never remember to do it. So if you want to do that, that is an idea. One day I might do it. Okay, so that was one way to do it. So now we're gonna get our white Chanel, now we're gonna get our white deco mesh. This is a different way that you can do this. I will say the first way may take a little bit longer, but it looks nicer. So, and you can just begin rolling that against your chest. And there you go, you have your little burrito. Make sure you don't have any fabric, any satin sweaters or anything that you don't want to ruin, because deco mesh catches on everything and destroys your clothing. So I've destroyed many clothing. Okay, so we have our two little scrolls, and then we can just walk them in like this. And there you go, we have our little butterfly. Whichever way is easier for you, there is more than one way to skin a cat. But who would want to skin a cat? That's horrible. Okay, so we're gonna tighten that up again. Okay, and now it looks like that. Now we're gonna take our red, and we're gonna do that all over again, whichever method you are more comfortable with. Put it to the side, roll it. So you've seen how to do this. Don't fast forward this immediate next part, because the next set of what we're gonna do is gonna be a little bit different, slightly different, but it's important so that we don't have like a mess. You'll see what I mean. I'm getting ahead of myself. It's important so that it looks nicer. Okay, got a butterfly. This is what our little centipede looking swag base looks like. Put that to the side, and let me just show you how it's going, the little extra step that you're gonna have to do for the rest of our swag. So we're gonna roll this again, same exact thing. This part does not change. You will do this 15 times. Put that way. Roll it, roll it, roll it. Okay, oops. Walk it in, walk it in, walk it in. So we have our butterfly. Now I'm gonna alternate colors, so just move them around. But this is the part that I wanted to show you. So I do have red, white, blue. Now I'm just gonna alternate them. I'm gonna start here on my side. Before, instead of just putting them on like we did the last time, we're gonna do this one extra step. We're going to lift this side of our deco mesh up, and then we're going to put the center, the deco mesh in our Chanel stem. And this is where I say you can get confused once you start doing more of these and you start filling out your base. You can get confused on your Chanel stems, why it's a good idea to change colors if you can. Okay, so we scooted this up, and then we're gonna scoot this one this way, and then we're gonna let them fall against each other. So if you see, they're not fighting each other. They're not one on top of the other. One isn't dominant. They're just right next to each other. They would be like this if we didn't do that. We want them like this so that it gives our wreath base more volume. So I'm gonna alternate colors like I said, and I'm gonna go all the way down to the bottom, and then I'll be right back. So we are back, and this is what our swag looks like. So See how nice and full that came out because we put our deco mesh against each other versus on top of each other. Okay, so now we're going to choose what will be the top and what will be the bottom. And I think I want this to be the bottom. So let's get our Chanel stems, and we're gonna make a little hook on top so that we can hang it from. So all we're going to do is the back part here, we're just going to put our Chanel stem underneath those 3 little Chanel stems that we started out with. And then we're just gonna tie our Chanel stem. And that's gonna be how we're gonna hang it. And I wait to see what side I wanna be on top. I want to be the top. So that's why I waited this long. So that's how our little, put it up right side up. There we go. That is how we're gonna hang it from this. Okay, so we have our wreath base, and I'm gonna put you guys facing bird's eye view so you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay, so here is our wreath base, and I have these cute little butterfly wings with little stars on them. I do have another tutorial of another wreath that I made with these butterfly wings. It was really cute. If you guys want to check that out, I'll link it below, and it's also in my Patriotic wreath playlist. But these are super cute. So anyway, this is our wreath base, and I was thinking that we could put our butterfly right here. I think that looks good. So it comes with these little elastic things for a child to put on. It's actually like a little costume for a child. We're going to use those and wrap it around our mesh. Now this gets stuck, so be careful. Okay. And what we're gonna do is get a Chanel stem. And we're going to tie these together. And we'll just tie this around our painter stick, like so. Okay, so it's tied on, and then now we can just try to like fix our mesh so it's not squished underneath. See, and it gets stuck, so we gotta be really careful how much we move it, okay? And just to add some security, I'm gonna be using my little cordless mini Sure Bonder. And I'm just gonna put glue right underneath there and try not to burn myself. Try is the operative word. I swear it's never quiet at this house, like ever. If it's not the children, it's someone outdoors doing the yard. It's just very loud. Okay. So we put our little heart in the center. Found this cute little heart. And now I'm gonna put that right here in the center. we'll just put hot glue here on our star again, on the little felt of our butterfly. And some right here. I am using my little Sure Bonder. I don't know what the name of it is. I'll have links if you want it. You can get it on Amazon. You can also get it at Hobby Lobby, Michael's. So I found it cheaper on Amazon. But it's great because if you use little things, or you're gluing little things, the big glue guns kind of put too much glue. These little ones are perfect because it doesn't have as much excess. Okay, so I have these little balls. They were in my stash. I have a drawer of just a bunch of little silvery, glittery things. So this could have been, I have no idea where it came from. Could have been from Christmas, could have been from Valentine's Day. I'm not sure. But I thought this would look cute if we gave our butterflies some antennas. Isn't that cute? Okay, so this is what I mean about small projects. This controls the amount of glue that comes out of the hot glue gun, so that you don't have stuff dripping on your project, because that doesn't look cute. Okay. I think right there is good. Put some hot glue on this one. I am using Gorilla Glue. I just find it sticks better. So I have all of these little leftover stars in my stash, and I have some new ones also. Just kind of going through everything, and I thought it would look really, really cute if we added some stars all over this area here. So yeah, I think that looks really cute. So we're gonna use our Sure Bonder. Oops, a little bit dripping off. And we're gonna put glue on there. And put that right there. Just glue it on there. Just find little spots where we want to add our little stars, just to make it look kind of more magical. Just be careful with this material. It gets stuck on everything. The blue stars against the red looks really cute. So some of these pieces we're just gonna have to glue directly onto the mesh. And so the mesh is kind of like a plastic material, kind of. I'm not really exactly sure, but it melts if you put hot glue on it. So if you just leave it in there and wiggle it a little bit, just wiggle, 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 it will permanently attach itself to whatever you're gluing on. So just wiggle it a little bit. Oh, cute already. Let's break it up. Just break them up. They're giving me a hard time. Strength in numbers, divide you. Just gonna cut them apart so that they can just put them where I want to put them. Wiggle it, wiggle it. Oh, my dog is something else. She is not giving up. Just because Daddy caves. That's his baby. Okay, maybe we can add a red one on this side. Yeah. And it's just a matter of placing them where you think will look good. These big ones. Do we want to use these big ones? I think we should separate them. That looks cute. So cute. Yeah, look how cute that is. So if you are watching this tutorial, thank you. I am Rebecca from Mama Bear Custom Wreaths. If you have a question or you get stuck, just leave me a comment and I will do my best to answer your questions, because I want you guys to be able to make pretty things too. And I give you guys ideas. You could copy it exactly how I'm doing it, which I guess at first you kind of do, and then you start kind of developing your own style, and you'll just kind of use it as an inspiration to make your own stuff. So if you get stuck anywhere, leave me a question and I will answer it. Also, if you have any tutorials that you'd like me to make, leave me a message. And just say hi. Let me know where you're from. I'm always curious where people are from. I got someone from Scotland the other day. I was like, whoa. My husband and I want to go to Scotland one day. It's on our bucket list. So that was pretty cool. I've gotten people from UK, from Canada, different states in the US. So yeah, let me know where you're watching me from. I'm in Texas. I'm in good old Texas. Doesn't that look cute so far? Oh, I love it. This looks so adorable. It looks so, it's patriotic so far, but it just looks cute. It's different. I like different. Okay. So that's there. Now down here, let's make a patriotic bow, and we'll be cutting these off later. The reason why I left them on, I didn't take them off, is because I didn't know if I was going to need to attach anything using this. So at the last minute, I can just cut everything off that I didn't use, but if I need to use it, I want to have it. We might add some more stuff, because I have, look at my little, just basket full of little shiny trinkets that I have here. Colors different, whatever. But this is a regular scissor, and this is a fabric scissor. This is much sharper. It will give your ribbon smooth surgical cuts. Do not use this for any paper or anything. Use your regular scissors for that, and just use your ribbon scissors for ribbon, and your wreaths will look so nice. Your bows will look so pretty. So we're gonna take a different color Chanel stem, 2 of them. We might not need to, but let's just in case. And tie these 2 together like this, wind them against each other so we can form one long one. Okay, we have our trusty little zip tie right here. So this is our first ribbon, which fireworks and lively. And I'm gonna measure, let's go crazy here. Let's do 8 inches. How's that? Yeah, let's do 8 inches. And then we're going to do 10 inches. We're just gonna measure 10-inch loops. So I measured my tail. This is my tail. It's gonna be 8 inches long, okay? So I'm right here. And I'm gonna pinch it. We're gonna do a lot of pinching to make this bow, okay? This is going to be the tail of my bow, okay? So I pinched this part. Now I'm gonna start again and I'm gonna measure 10 inches, okay? So here we have 10 inches and I'm pinching the end of the 10 inches here. So we have our tail and then we have 10 inches right here where I'm pinching each side. This is going to be a loop on my bow. I'm gonna bring those 2 fingers where I'm pinching together and I'm gonna join them. I'm gonna make this little squid looking thing, okay? So this is one loop of our bow. So it's gonna look like this. It's gonna be the front of our bow. This is one loop and here's one tail. Now we're gonna pinch that, keep that pinched, pinch, pinch, pinch. And then we're gonna measure another 10 inches. Okay. Here's another 10 inches. Again, I pinched the beginning of the 10 inches here and the end of the 10 inches there. Okay, and this is our bow. So here's our loop, here's our tail. This is the back of our bow. I'm gonna go from the back and just bring it right here to the front like we're tying shoelaces. Fix this a little bit, move this over here. Okay. And that is our bow, okay? Oh, you know what? Let's do some more loops. Let's just do some more loops. Let's do some more loops. I changed my mind. We're going to twist our ribbon. So you see this, if we would have left this bow like this and I would have cut it right here, that would have been our pretty bow. But because I'm gonna add more loops, you can cut it here if you don't wanna add more loops, but because I'm gonna add more loops, it doesn't matter which side, I'm going to flip this upside down. So my ribbon now, the front part of our ribbon is facing down and this part's facing up, okay? Now we're gonna measure our 10 inches, pinch it again, okay? This is the beginning of the loop, this is the end of our loop. Everything in the middle is gonna be our loop and we're just gonna bring it to the center. And now we have 3 loops. 1, 2, 3, and a tail. But we're gonna add one more loop. So we're going to take our our ribbon, sorry, twist it. We're also gonna need to twist our spool. I usually throw them on the floor, but I don't have room here. Okay, we flipped it. So the back side of our ribbon is now facing up and the pretty side of our ribbon is facing down. Now we're going to measure again, 10 inches. And we're gonna pinch, beginning of our loop, end of our loop. And we're gonna go from the back to the front and then keep our thumb, this is the important part, holding it, okay? So now we have 4 loops. Isn't that cute? 4 pretty loops. Okay. So now that we have 4 loops, we're gonna measure, what did we say it was, 8 inches? I'm just gonna measure 8 inches and cut. Look at that beautiful edge, no fraying. Okay, we're gonna put that aside. This ribbon aside. And I'm gonna leave the tails kind of crazy like that because we're gonna fix them at the end. But this is a 4-loop bow. Now, here, if you are experienced doing bows, you can keep adding on. If your hands start hurting, you have arthritis, or you're new to bows, you can do one of two things. You can get a chip clip, again, our trusty little chip clip, and clip it and just put it to the side, or you can just put it right in here, and a bow dabra. Okay, do that and just put it to the side, and that's the beginning of our wreath, that is. So let's do our tails, and we are gonna keep it at 8 inches. We're gonna pinch, that is our tail, pinch it. And now we're going to do 10 inches again. Pinch that, so we're pinching, here's our tail, the beginning of our loop, the end of our loop, and we're gonna join these two together, pinch them, and it looks like a little squid. That is our first loop in our bow. Now we're going to measure 10 inches again. This is why these self-healing mats are great, because you can measure, you can cut, you can do everything on them. Okay, so I have, let's move my fingers. This is my loop, this is my tail, and this is the loop, the back of the ribbon. I'm gonna bring it forward, pinch right there. This is a really pretty ribbon. It's kind of see-through, but it's cute, okay? We're gonna measure 10 inches again, and we're gonna bring from the back to the front, and then just replace my thumb so that I can hold that one in place. So now we have 3 loops, okay? Ribbon's getting, okay, we're gonna do one more loop. So this is the front of our ribbon. We're going to twist it to the back side. We're gonna measure 10 inches again. And we're gonna, this is the back ribbon, from the back to the front, and replace our thumb, put it on top of that to hold it in. And now we have 4 loops and our 2 tails. And we said that we were going to make our tails 8 inches. You see that, how beautiful that cut? Okay, and then we're gonna place our tails, and not directly on top of these tails, so I'm gonna try to place it in a different side here so that the tails are kind of all over the wreath, all over the bow. Okay. I did not do that. I did that quickly. Oh, sort of. Okay. So we're building on our bow. Now we're gonna take our next ribbon. We're gonna use this blue one. And again, we're gonna do 8-inch tails. Pinch, here is our tail, the beginning of our loop, but now we're gonna go, instead of 10 inches, we're just gonna do 8 inches. Okay, so pinching the beginning of my loop, the end of the loop, bring them together, and then I'm gonna measure 8 inches again. Okay, from the back to the front, put my thumb right over that. Okay, and I'm going to measure again 8 inches. Okay, and we're gonna go from the back to the front. Why didn't I twist this one? Because it's the same color ribbon. It doesn't need to be. Doesn't matter what side it is. Both sides are the same. So you don't have to twist it if you're not changing, if the ribbon is the same on both sides. You can twist it if you want to just get into the habit of twisting it. And then we're gonna measure 8 inches again and replace that one. So the most important thing when you're making bows is your thumb needs to hold your bow in place if you're doing it by hand. So we're gonna, what do we say, 8 inches. So we're gonna cut right there. Look at that. Beautiful. I'm a little nutty when it comes to my scissors. Okay, and we're gonna put this one right on top. And then there's this adorable one here. It's very sparkly. Let's do our 8-inch tails. Pinch, that is our tail. And then we're gonna do, I hate that I'm running out of this ribbon. We're gonna do 8-inch again. Okay, so we have our little squid. And then we're gonna do 8 inches from the back. Oops. Hold on, let's measure that again. It's a thick edge, so I'm gonna kind of curl it in. When it's a thick edge like that, save yourself some trouble when you're trying to do your loop and kind of make it in. Make this little like concave part here. See, I'm closing it like a taco. That way when I do my go like this, it gets stuck less. Little trick I learned along the way through trial and error. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna do 2 loops on this one. Yeah, okay, and then we're gonna do 8-inch tails again. And I'm gonna bring this in and put this right on top. And then we're gonna fix this ribbon because it's a little stubborn, the edges, just to make sure it's nice and pretty. Put this over here to the side. And you see how using your Bodabra, it holds it in place for you and it kind of gives you an idea what it's gonna look like. We're going to get our chenille stem. We could have put this in at the beginning, probably. Just put it underneath. Okay, and then let's get our zip tie. I'm gonna take this whole thing out. Look at that beautiful thing. And we're gonna tie our zip tie around everything, holding our chenille stem at the bottom, because that's what we're gonna use to attach to our wreath swag. You just put it through, and if you don't hear this, it's not, you did it backwards. You gotta go back and undo it and do it again, because it won't tighten ever. Okay. And we just kind of move them around before we tighten it, making sure the ribbon looks nice. It's not bunched up. Smooth it out. And now we're going to tighten it as tight as we can. And then we're actually going to use these wire cutters, not even our paper scissors or regular scissors, because this will dull even your regular scissors. Attach, let's stand up for this. I'm gonna attach our bow right here. Okay, see that? I'm gonna take our chenille stems. We're gonna find out exactly where we want our bow. I say right here. Yep. And then turn it upside down. Move this to the front. And then we're just gonna tie it. You see how the red is a different color clearly than the white? That's what I was saying earlier. If you want to do different colors on your chenille stem so that you don't get confused. And while we're down here, we can cut these off. We ended up not needing them for anything. Okay, and then again, fix our ribbon. You could just wait till this part and do it here, which is what I normally do. Cut these chenille stems right here. Isn't this so fun? How fun this looks. I love it. So this is our butterfly patriotic swag. Look at how pretty it came out. And I had to put the camera really high so you guys can see it. But that's this top part of it. How shimmery it is with our little butterfly in the center. And from whatever angle you hang this on your door, whatever angle someone's walking by, it'll just glitter. So I loved creating this wreath. Oops, I have my little helper here. She should be in bed. And if you guys enjoyed creating this with me, leave me a thumbs up. Let me know where you're watching me from, and I will see you on the next tutorial. Don't forget to check me out on all my social media. I am here on YouTube. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. What else am I on? X. We're on everything. All right, guys. I'll see you later. Bye.